I was coming to, thank you. Yep. I was just singing as I was getting to my chair and connecting with these beautiful spiritual teachers and healers. So give yourself permission to fully be here. Don't want to wonder, get distracted. If you're listening to this recording, set 90 minutes aside where you get to have, we're going to be in ceremony. We're going to be talking at the beginning a little bit, but then we're going to go into ceremony, which means you are going to experience a very deep healing. There's going to be channelings, transmissions, and activations from the three of us, Inarra and Lauren. And I actually want to take the time to introduce all three of us, like who are your guides today and why we've decided to do this. We're going to talk about the cosmic environment, why this portal is very important, and what's coming up this week for you. And also, we're going to talk a little bit about, we've got something that exciting to share with you, and then we're going to go into ceremony. So just wanted to tell you a little bit about that. So if you're coming in just right now, as we are introducing ourselves and who we are, I'd love for all of you to put your name in the chat, tell us where you're from, and very important, intention setting. Very important. It's very powerful to show up to an activation and a transmission and a healing. But what's even more important is the intention that you're setting of what you would like to have happen, and what are you looking to let go? What are you looking to have more of? Where are you looking to have peace around a certain thing or situation? So really consider that, like sit with for a moment as you're putting in the chat where you're from with the intention. And as you are doing that, and as people are still coming in, I'd love to introduce who the three of us are. Some of you may know some of us, but you may not know all of us. So very organically, Spirit led us to come together to co-create in the name of love and expansion and freedom and flow and peace. So Inarra, I would love for you to introduce yourself and share a little bit about what your medicine is and this, how we've come together in this activation.
Okay, great. And I just learned how to spotlight, so I'm very excited. I'm in London right now, everybody. And so we're in 3 different places as well. That's what I love about this New Earth energy, is you can create something magnificent and be in different places. So my name is Inarra Griffin, and the work that I do is really to work very strongly with frequency. I will be using my trusty tool, which is this, later on. And it's how I lead meditations, activations. I've worked with a master teacher for the last 9 years who insists now that I say that I do channeling. And so before we were ready, before I even came on here, have done all of that. So I'm already in that space. I don't change form and I don't do strange voices. But when it comes to the activation, it will be, I have no idea where we're going. It will basically be based on who is here, what the energy that is needed, and to amplify anything that you're creating so that you can create it. This is the summer solstice. I was in ceremony last night, and when we're in ceremony, it means that life is very different in ceremony. You've stepped between the veils, and it's between you and your God, or you and the higher service, purpose. And it really, all the little things go out the window. It's just, why are you here on the planet? Maybe some of you don't feel connected to the planet right now, but it's what's your soul calling? And that's what I work with, so that you really are that focused in energy and frequency, and then we will cause a shift of that. Because at the summer solstice, it's all about the sun at the peak. And so it's a solar medicine of your expression at its peak. And it involves taking risks. Like, risk yourself today. Risk being you, risk being audacious, and all of those wonderful words that come with, to dare. And so that's a little bit about me. And I love these other guys. So
Beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I love the whole aspect of saying today, just risk it. The Course in Miracles talks about how we can have a healing, a shift in a holy instant. Like healing happens in an instant. We don't have to like do all this work. It's like you can literally change your mind, be open and willing to risk no longer holding on to that or holding on to that grievance, etc. And a shift can occur. It's like a new trajectory can totally start from this place. So I'm loving hearing all of you, Carrie, Shauna Ann from the UK, and all of your intentions. You're here to clear the blocks. Awesome. Keep putting it in the chat box. Anything that keeps coming up as all of us are speaking and as you're reading, use the chat box as this white light fire pit where you're literally just releasing already everything. So Lauren is our other beautiful sister that we've come together, and I would love to have you share a little bit about you so everyone can get to know you and a little bit about your medicine here today.
Thank you, Britta. My name is Lauren, and I am actually in Central California. So we have the globe nicely covered here. And today, I am so grateful to be with all of you and so grateful to be in the experience. What we get to do here today in my work is go deeply into what the energies are that are stopping you from moving into the next level of your life. Whenever, like Inarra was talking about, we come to a place where we're ready to dare and risk, there's always the energies that want to hold us back and keep us safe and small. And so today we're going to go deeply inside using your spiritual connection and your inner wisdom, connect to the divine and find where in your body, in your mind, in your soul, in your being, there is something for you to pay attention to and build a relationship with so that you can understand that fear, learn the lesson from that fear, and then not allow it to stop you from inhabiting, ooh, great word, your greater purpose here, being a part of that bigger vision. So I'm really just looking forward to being with all of you today and seeing what we can uncover together.
I love it. And there's this magic that just comes together, right? I remember a conversation with Inarra a while back where everybody has their own medicine, their own purpose, but then when 3, 2, 4, 5, it doesn't matter, souls are called together, there is an alchemy that happens, and there's a third medicine that sort of starts to come together out of the union and the collaboration of those souls. And that is what this new way of being is all about. And so thank you, Lauren. And for all of you, we have our beautiful angel, Renee, who's managing the chat, and she's saying hello to all of you and receiving all of your intentions. So thank you so much, Renee, and keep on putting them in there. Keep on releasing and sharing. And of course, in the ceremony hour, we're going to ask you to not be in the chat because we want you to be fully present in this experience. And so for those of you that don't know me, my name is Britta Aragon, and I am on the East Coast. I am in Miami, and so happy to be here. So happy to be waking up. I woke up with this buzz of what we were going to be doing here today as well, just being led by spirit. And what I'm going to be doing today with you all is we're going to really move all of that residue and all of that stuck life force energy that's blocking the heart. We're going to go into the heart, and we are going to access this incredible power from spirit. If we don't have the strength or the courage to let go of certain things or to forgive certain things, and for those reasons, really subconsciously sometimes our heart is fully closed, we are actually closing ourselves off to the blessings. And in this transition from spring to summer, it's about opening yourself up, opening up yourself to the light, to the fun, to the ease, to the pleasure, to life, to this enjoyment of life, right? There's a renewal process happening. There was a lot of erosion that happened in the spring, and there's this renewal process. And so we're going to access this very powerful medicine that I call love. And we're going to access that love to be able to let go of the things and open up your heart, but to let go of the grievances and perhaps the resentments or the grudges or the things you feel you need to hold on to to still be the programmed self that you thought you needed to be so that you could be okay. It's almost like taking off coats and coats of layers of the things that we've been doing to strive so that we could be okay. And finally letting all that go and being so focused on your heart centered, on your heart center, so that the dialogue between you and you is, I'm okay. And it's almost like, oh, that happened, so what? Or I've gained some weight, so what? It doesn't make me anything other than the divine light that I am. Nothing takes away from that. So it's really a deep forgiveness and heart opening practice. So excited for you to engage in the ceremony with us. And I'm loving just seeing everything that you're here to release, any and everything that no longer serves me. Awesome. Staying so open to, because sometimes too, and that's where I will be calling in upon spirit, to an authorized spirit, to remove anything that isn't perfect peace. Sometimes we don't even know and where it is that we're holding on to things. So I would love to move forward. You're hearing what you're going to experience, and it's going to be a deep transformative time. You're going to go inward and you're really going to be in this experience. And so what we'd love to do is we'd love to actually share with you something that we have coming up in a few months that is so epic, so powerful. And then we'd love to invite you into the experience, which is our ceremony today, so you see what it is that we get to do when we come together. And so Inarra, I don't know if you want to open up a little bit and share. We've got a, drum roll, I'm going to say that, but we just launched this incredible, it just last week actually, and it's been in the works, but we've got this incredible experience and retreat that we've got coming up in Tulum, Mexico, September 18th to the 22nd. And we want to share a little bit about the medicine, all the powerful, the magic that we've put together in this. And then we'd love to show you a little bit about it and then invite you, if this is something that you're interested in, then let us know. But we want to showcase our ceremonial style of what we do here today. So Inarra, go ahead.
So I'm a bit clunky on the spotlighting. Apologies, people. There's a delay when I'm just trying to find the spotlight thing. I think first and foremost, you need to really feel the relationship that is here with all of you. But the core people who are working this, Lauren and Britta, we have never really worked together in this way before. This was a calling, and I had no intention of doing anything to do with a retreat in Tulum in September. Roll on. In the middle of one of my channeling experiences, I got a very strong vision of the need after COVID and the pause and all of this wonderful incubation that we've gone through with some sadness, that we need to actually come together and be in ceremony. And that's really different. I've run a lot of retreats. I've run over 66 actually at this point, and 4 yoga festivals. So I've done a lot. But to get this insight that people need a different way of moving forward, and it's not about sort of busting your ass to get a new business, or the grind, or all that language of the badass, all of this kind of stuff. It is very different as we step into what I consider New Earth territory. And so collaboration is the peak. I was not intending to work with Britta or Lauren, and then we have been absolutely guided to do this together, and we're so excited about it because 3 is better than 1. New Earth is all about collaboration, and it's not about you doing it on your own and thinking that you'll do better and you get more out of it if you're on your own. Actually, it's the opposite of that. The more that you network frequency and start to work with like-minded frequencies, which I believe Lauren and Britta are, then it's like an explosion of light, or an explosion and expansion of quantum possibility. So with the idea of doing ceremony, I work very much in sacred sites, and I work also with sacred timing. And I've really got this whole thing that I teach about divine timing or perfect timing in life and business. And this is one of those moments where we're going over the autumn equinox, which is all about the balance that comes in after this COVID experience. And it also has a full moon on it. So I'm super hyped for that, because we're going to be doing cacao ceremonies, which is drinking chocolate, which opens the heart, meditating and feeling super good. Temescali, if you wish. And I say that because some people have said to me, whoa, you know, that sounds really, I don't know, like out there. And it is like a Mayan sweat lodge. And you chant and you sing during it, and you sweat, and you're wearing a bikini so you don't, or a big one piece if you want to hide, but you don't have to go in naked, because I think some people thought, oh my God, it's like a naked thing. No, it isn't. Traditionally it is, but you don't have to do any of that. And you purge. It's like you sweat it out. So we're using fire as the element for this. This was a very strong guidance. Mayans work with fire, so chocolate and all the warmth and the good heart stuff. And then fire is associated with drama, public speaking, big messages, inspiration. So what I wanted to create, my piece of this creation is, I'm not anymore doing things just for myself. And that's the new era for me. It's like want to create networking situations where if we create the environment and the possibility for you guys to come together, and some of you are really big, newer thinkers, and you need the help of others, but you don't know where that community is. This is where that community is.
Yes.
They're being attracted, like we're calling them in. And even if you are, say, you see yourself as a leader, but not as a front end public speaking global leader. Let's say you're a system disruptor, and you're somebody who's got a new system that's going to work with, you know, Mother Earth, and it's going to create sustainability, but you're more introverted. It's also for you. It's for all of these types of leadership, which is stepping into divine feminine. And none of that is kind of pushy, aggressive. It's like 3 women leaders. There will be some other tasters from some brothers along the way on the retreat. But this is showing a new way. Like, how is it that 3 women leaders in their own right can come together and produce something exponentially much bigger than just doing one thing? So that's the excitement and the buzz. And
Amazing.
yeah, I can hand it over to you to go into what else is going to go on this retreat.
Yeah, and I'd like to Lauren to speak into it for a moment as well. But as we do, and Inarra, it was so beautifully how because people say, okay, tell me about the retreats. And, you know, I've done some retreats around the world too, and they've all been thematic to certain things and to the certain sites. But when we came together, there first has to be a shift energetically, subconsciously. And of course, that's why Lauren, Inarra, and I've come together, because now we are putting in motion that which we are now living as well, right? And so it is a networking situation. It's about coming together and coming so open to seeing what gifts are going to be given to you in this process, what messages, who you're going to meet. Just like we exactly joined together for this retreat, I had, you know, there's a lesson in the course, lesson 25, that says that you don't know what anything is for. I thought I was calling Inarra for a certain something, which I did. And we got off the phone with a whole complete different thing. And that's the beauty of being open, because it is shifting. We are shifting. A new realm, a new paradigm is here. A new way of thinking, an easier, softer way is here. And there is a support system that's available for you. Not only is it up with all these legions of angels up in heaven and guides, but there is a support system on earth, here on this earth plane, that's seeking you and that you're seeking. And so this kind of retreat and experience is always first and foremost created by answering your prayers. That's why we're channelers. That's why we're vessels, because it is created in the answer to the call of a need. So that's how these things happen. It's not like, oh, let's just create this and that. I mean, there is creation from that space, but we are committed to not creating from that space. We are creating to how are we serving? How do we serve and how do we come together? And so again, you might be someone that's in a job and love it, but you've got this through COVID, got this idea that your gifts were highlighted and illuminated, and you've gotten this new idea, but you have no idea how to do it. You've never worked for yourself. You're looking for people like how, where, when, but you're sure that you're here to do something different. This is for you too. So Lauren, would love for you to chime in. And so, and Renee, if you, as we're speaking about it, if you wanna maybe put up a little bit of all the things that are included, and then we're gonna go into our ceremony. So go ahead, Lauren.
When I think of what we are creating here and what we've come together to produce in Tulum, the word celebration comes to my heart. This is about passion. It's about reigniting your zest for life. And as a planet, we've all been in a cocoon the last year plus. We've all been finding a new vision, a new perspective on our lives and ourselves and why we're here. And we're going to come together in collaboration. We're going to come together in experience and in ceremony and in community. And we're going to celebrate the new emergence that we all have within us. And it's going to be a beautiful, profound, life-shifting exercise in connecting to, you know, when I think of the depth of spirit that's available to be connected to in this new phase of the world, like it's warmth and it's nourishment and it's excitement and the joy, just the pure joy. And so we all get to celebrate that together. We all get to go into deep relationship with ourselves, our creator, each other, and experience the sacred medicine that is available for us in Tulum, and with all of your, not only your guides, but some of the profound individuals that we have brought in to teach you and guide you through specific ceremonies. They are just masters in their field. And so we look forward to seeing all of you there. And look at our stunning brochure. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing.
And Lauren,
So beautiful.
I love this because it is like being transported. And this is what I know people have said about our retreats before with, I mean, I know people that have attended Inarra's retreats where they're like, oh my God, like I'm a different person. And I know people that have attended our retreats as well, that when we go to a place, because it was intentional with the vortex where we're going, with the call, and the intention is really to serve and to have you leaving with a different perception of what's possible in your life. It's about amplifying the truth of who you are. Things shift, so you will be entering like a new realm. You will be in the energy of love. And the light does the work. That's why it's ceremony. And this is a retreat where we're in flow. So we flow through this. This isn't like you wake up at 7 and you're like yoga at 8 and breakfast is at 9:15 and at 10 o'clock you're here and at 2 o'clock. It's a flow. It's like, it's open. It's all about letting go of all the constructs, all the constrictions, all the restrictions. And so we flow, we do the retreat in ceremony style. And when there's presenting at the same time, you've got access to all 3 of us throughout the 5 days as things are coming up, as new visions, as Lauren said, as the emergence of your personal prescription and your mission is really getting clear through those 5 days. We're available. There's yoga available. There's, I mean, we go shopping. There's dinners that are put together. There is experiences where you can go. We're going to the sacred sites. There's options to go snorkeling. And there is also a photo shoot included in this stunning experience, which when you elevate and when you transform and when you're fully anchored and in your power, remembering on a consistent basis who you are, it's like you look different. And there's an essence, there's your signature, your energetic signature that gets to be captured in this experience. And the networking that you'll do, there'll be space to network. There's going to be frequency healings. There is going to be, I mean, we have the whole list and I don't want to waste the time here moving through everything. But the 3 of us have put together, and there's a team of, like we said, there's so many people involved in this, and you will meet some incredible souls, because who's coming here are people that are on a mission. whether they're fully owned it or they haven't, but they know there's a calling. And so we invite you, we've got an actual early bird price for you. Lauren, do you want to talk a little bit about the early bird? And then Renee's going to drop a link for a call to get on with us, to talk with any of us to see if this is right for you. But Lauren, go ahead if you want to talk a little bit about it.
Sure. So we have decided that for the amazing individuals who have shown up today to this activation, we want to honor and invite you to fill out an application and connect in with Renee to book a call to speak with one of us so that we can connect you to this experience at $1,000 discount, which is absolutely huge. You're all going to be honored with that early bird price. So you have the early bird essentially was supposed to end today, but for everyone on the call, if you book in within the next week and a half, that price will be honored for you. So it doesn't matter that if you look on our website or you look on social media, you'll see that ends today. That actually is not applicable to anyone here as long as you're on calendar for the next week and a half.
Yeah, awesome. And that's for anyone that's here on the recording. You're listening to this recording, this replay, or here, as long as you just book a call, and the link is up on the chat box as well. And then you'll also get a follow-up email. You can just book a call with us and we can chat and we'll send you everything else. So
Britta, one more thing. If you're interested in getting on a call and for some reason you don't see a time slot that works for you, please directly reach out. I'm going to have Renee put her contact information directly in the chat. Reach out to her so she can support you in finding a slot.
Amazing. All right. So you can say we're so excited about this journey that we put together. And so it's almost like now I'm going to ask you to take a little wasabi because we're going to change the palette. But the wasabi is going to be in the form of breath. So just getting yourself acquainted to the fact that now it's time to turn off our brain. It's like we got all this information. We know it's summer solstice, happened last night at 11:32 my time. It's in the middle of the morning for Inarra, and for Lauren on the West Coast at this was 8:32, I guess. And we're still in that energy. This is a portal of transformation. So we're asking you now, and we're going to help you bring you back down into your heart and get comfortable. Make sure you're not interrupted, and just have some water and get yourself to a place where you give yourself permission to fully give the next 60 minutes to yourself. Okay? This is a gift that you get to have, and stay open. We are ourselves energizing everything that you're putting in the chat box. Okay. So while we encourage you to stay out of the chat box, if there is something that's coming up for you and you want to share, please do. There's 3 segments to the ceremony. The first is going to be led by our lovely Lauren, and it is going to be all about purging. The second segment is going to be led by me, and it's all about connecting to that love energy and that light to open up your heart so you're ready to receive going into the summer. And the third segment is by our lovely Inarra, and it's all going to be around amplifying that truth. And at the same time, any residue that wasn't let go of by Lauren and myself session, Inarra is going to come in and through her magical tools that she uses, continue to just go in there. So make sure that today you're very gentle, stay open to receive, expect miracles, prepared to be amazed, drink a lot of water through the day. And if you can, take either a nice hot bath later on today or a nice shower, and just enjoy yourself through this process. So Lauren, without further ado, I turn it over to you.
Thank you, Britta. Okay, so we're just going to take a few moments. I'm going to ask everyone to shut their eyes down. Make sure you're in a comfortable position. With your eyes closed, place your left hand on your heart. We're just going to take 3 deep breaths and make that journey. Releasing all of the thoughts, all of the planning, all the commitments. Just take 3 more deep breaths and envision yourself journeying to your heart, to warmth and love, to divine wisdom. And in your heart, it knows what your purpose is, what your mission and your calling are, what your truth is. And what may be blocking you from that truth is an energy of fear. Just stay here, with your hand over your heart, breathing deeply. As I share with you now, what are some names that we use for fear? Fear doesn't like to look at itself. It wants to hide because its intention is to keep you safe. But oftentimes what fear does is keep you stuck. And we get restless because we know we're not quite living in a way that honors us, that's in full alignment with our spirit. And the words that fear uses to disguise itself are almost endless, but some of them you may be very familiar with, like anxiety, depression, doubt, caution, concern, worry. These are some of the words. Frustration, overwhelm. And when we think these words, what we're really thinking is that we're afraid of something. And when we understand that there's words that we gravitate toward that signify to us we are afraid, and that at the core, fear is just trying to keep us safe. And it's the idea that we may not get something we want, or we may lose something we have. We can understand that fear isn't scary. It's a messenger. A messenger that's here to teach us what deeper trust and acceptance is available for us on the other side. And in a moment, I'll have you open your eyes. But first, I'd like you to breathe into the words that you use around fear. What are your words? Maybe you've never thought of it before. Maybe this is a new awareness. And in just a moment, I'm going to have you open your eyes and write those words down. You can put them in your phone, on your computer, on paper, but you're going to note those words. Get familiar with the language your brain uses when it's trying to protect you. So go ahead and take a moment, gently open your eyes, and begin to note the words that come up for you. And while you do that, I'm just going to continue to share what's available in this relationship that you're building with understanding fear. When fear occurs and we use this languaging, what's available for us is to begin to understand what it is exactly we're afraid of losing or not getting, and where exactly our disconnect with our higher power is occurring. the things that accompany this fear are often physical tension. You may carry that tension in your shoulders. You may carry it as a weight on your chest. You may carry it in constricted breathing. You may carry it as tension in your legs when you're standing with your knees locked out. And wherever you're noticing that tension being held, I just want you to take a moment to mindfully relax that tension. If it's in your neck, stretch it out. If it's in your chest, put a little counter pressure. Just work that tension out of your body. If it's in your jaw, you can put your fingers on either side and press gently, increasing pressure over time. And just invite that tension to leave. These two tools will support you in understanding exactly when fear is present in your daily life and in your decision making, because you'll begin to notice where that tension is in your body. You'll begin to notice where you carry that tension when something's arising, and the languaging in your head that's going to follow that tension. So awareness is half of the process here. And the other half of the process is a combination of willingness and truth. And just like Inarra said earlier, the willingness has a little bit of risk in it because we cannot predict what is going to happen on the other side of releasing our fear. And that is where trust comes in. Now, trust is a very interesting concept because it's not something we can see and we can't quantify it with results. It's a deep spiritual knowing. It's a deep spiritual connection. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a prompt that you can take with you later to start doing some deeper investigation around your relationship with trust. And maybe this shows up in fear of financial insecurity. Maybe it shows up in not releasing a partner that no longer serves you, or being a participant in a business or in a workforce that you don't believe in. So you won't fully let it go. So when you sit down to investigate your relationship with trust today, start with, if I knew the universe fully supported me, I would blank. And write what you would do, as if you had a magic wand, as if you could just zip that wand and everything would fall into place. And look at the amount of trust that's available for you. Also, understand the fear that you've just learned about, the words that you use, the feeling in your body, and where that's short-circuiting the trust. Well, if I'm always experiencing anxiety, so I make decisions from a place of anxiety, which is also known as a place of fear, I'm pulling myself out of that spiritual calling. I'm pulling myself out of that trust and alignment. Your inner guidance that's available for you through the process of examining your trust will lead you to a knowing of what the counter in those each individual moments is. Okay, well, if I'm experiencing anxiety about money, and I know it's showing up in my chest, then I'm going to take the time to write about it and see where I get to surrender. When we practice the art of surrendering our fears, we allow ourselves to connect in deeply with infinite possibility. And in that infinite possibility, we can create monumental shift in our lives and our hearts in our businesses and our families. So the awareness of fear coupled with the trust will equal infinite possibility. So I'm just going to have everyone take a moment right now. Close down your eyes one more time. Now that you've had a minute to sit with it, go back inside. This time, I want you to take the 3 deep breaths, and with each exhale, envision doubt being blown off of your heart like a cobweb. So that when you come across the truth about your fears and how they show up and where the possibility for deeper trust is available, you believe it. You don't doubt yourself. You don't second guess or overanalyze. You allow yourself to study and fully embrace that truth and how it shows up in your life. Invite your personal higher power, God, creator, source, divine energy with infinite wisdom to come in now and highlight and reveal what's available for you in this ongoing practice that you will take from here today and integrate into your life on a daily, moment by moment basis. To cement this practice in your new awareness, invite in a heart of gratitude for all that will be released through these knowings and all that will be embraced, and for deeper connection and alignment to the divine, to your higher self. Just be here for a minute. And as you go out into the world to embody this practice, as you go into your next session to release into deeper understanding of this, be gentle and compassionate on your journey with you so that you may be gentle and compassionate on your journey with others. It's been an honor to be with all of you. Thank you for walking that with me.
Beautiful. And staying in that space and keeping your eyes closed. And just taking a deep breath in. And let that go. Again, deep breath in. Letting that go. One last deep breath in. And side out. Beautiful. And putting your hands on your heart and keeping your eyes closed as you listen to my words. And letting my words be the frequency that helps you remember where your center is. When your heart is open, you feel empathy, compassion, love, and you see the world from this place. When your heart is open and you have forgiven yourself and everyone, you're open to receive all of the blessings. A balanced heart chakra allows people to be who they are. There's no expectation. You're light, like air, you're flowing and anchoring in an open heart where love can continue to flow through you, allows you to elevate into another realm that lifts you out of the fear thought system and the fear frequency and allows you to fly above it and connect and call in all the experiences that are of love. What we've been conditioned to do is to withhold love and close our hearts as a protective mechanism. But the thing to master here is, can someone judge us? Can we be criticized? Can someone cut us off? Can someone talk about us in an unfavorable way? And can we still be with what comes up and keep our hearts open? It's that dichotomy and duality of staying open and with an open heart and being with what is. Withholding love actually only hurts us, and therefore it starts to hurt those around us, and then it trickles out into humanity. One mind, what I do to myself, I'm doing to the world. So take a deep breath in. Activating your heart as you're exhaling, just send all of this fresh oxygen into the heart space as we activate it, and just keep your eyes closed and continue to just marinate in what I'm sharing here. When our heart is closed and we start to take that sigh, that's the first sign of us starting to wither. We shut down. We're not available. It's when we appreciate less. It's when we start to focus on the illusionary armor of the world, of others. We focus on all their patterns, their fear-based patterns. And we no longer have that spiritual vision to see past that Christ vision, that love vision, where we fully can see our brothers and sisters in their wholeness. Our closed heart is like putting on a pair of glasses where we see everything from a place of deficit. An open heart chakra is like putting on a new pair of glasses that allows us to see and perceive the world from a place of love, compassion, acceptance, and empathy. Breathe that in. Love is the greatest medicine. It's the greatest healer. It's the remedy. Breathe that in. It enables us to forgive, even when we can't find it within ourselves, to forgive the unforgivable. Think of your intention of what you wanted to release. Bring it to the mind's eye and just breathe in this energy of love. Open mouth, side out. The healing is happening. So your voice has the power to break contracts. You have the power to break contracts, spells, patterns, habits. You have the power within you to make the decision that it stops right here and right now. So using two of my favorite Course in Miracles lessons, we're going to clean the mind and open the heart. Like love, air surrounds and sustains us in this life. The chakra, the heart chakra, is one of the positive energy, and it connects us to our lower chakras, to the higher ones. When it's open, it becomes a universal channel for compassion and love and for your true self. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. It's here in this space that I invite you to allow and open up that infinite supply of love to flow through, to heal yourself and others. The lesson of the heart, and for you right now in this powerful portal, is that we must fully love and accept ourselves before we can fully love and accept others. So we're going to start this forgiveness right here. So spread your collarbones wide. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your focus on your heart center, opening up that space that holds your heart. And just keep this awareness to the space that surrounds your heart. Notice the space, the rise and the fall with your breath and your heart. As you're inhaling, your belly's expanding, filling in your lungs with fresh air. And as you're exhaling, feel your belly contracting, emptying, and creating space for new awareness. You're emptying right now. Now connecting to the color and the energy and the light of the heart chakra. The color is this emerald green. So we call upon this emerald green light, and through your nostrils, imagine you breathing in the incredible medicinal healing powers of this high frequency light and the color of this emerald green. And settling into your heart space, it brings it warmth. It makes you feel cozy. It's like this blanket, this emerald green blanket of love that's slowly dissolving all that you intended to dissolve. As you breathe in, allow this light to grow and amplify. And every cell is so thirsty for this light. Imagine this emerald green light being fed to every cell. And only by opening up our hearts can we allow this love to come in. If you're feeling some pain, perhaps a broken heart, a disappointment, a grievance, bring it to this heart space right now. And set the intention that you are not doing any heavy lifting right now. Surrender to this emerald green light to do the job right now. And to go to all the places that you haven't been willing to let go, and surrender those places to this light so that it can liberate you. And drawing from lesson 34 in the Course in Miracles, I could see peace instead of this. I want you to search your mind for any fear thoughts, any anxiety-provoking situations, any offending personalities or events, or anything else in which you're harboring unloving thoughts. Just let it, like a marching band, come through in your mind. You're not attaching, you're just a witness to all of these situations. Note them casually without attaching emotions. And then with the intention to be liberated and be at peace. Say the mantra to yourself, I could see peace instead of blank. So for the next 2 minutes, with your hands on your heart, the emerald green light doing the heavy lifting, you're just sorting out what's coming into your mind. So if your neighbor came into your mind, the mantra would be, I could see peace instead of the anger I have towards my neighbor. And then wait for your mind to reveal the next thing. And then you'd say, I could see peace instead of the anxiety about the job promotion. And then the next thing. Everything that comes up is being orchestrated by Spirit for you to change your mind about it. So go ahead and start. I'll keep the time and I'll let you know when it's done. I can see peace instead of blank. Beautiful. With your hands on your heart and the light still doing the work, you're just giving it up. You're giving it up to the light so it can be transmuted. The healing is not your responsibility. Your willingness is. Repeat after me. I can replace my feelings of anxiety, of worry, of doubt, of fear, of any situation, any personality, or any event with peace. I have the power to direct my thinking. I have the power to not let any place, thing, or situation move me from my peace. And remember what I said earlier, that words have a vibration and you have the power to break contracts. So keep repeating after me. I have the choice to be at peace in every situation in my life. I could choose peace instead of a grievance. And a deep breath in. Let it go. And just staying here in this process, I can feel how much you're letting go. With the light still doing the work, just listen to my words with your eyes closed. Fear condemns, but love forgives. This is from the Course, and it carries an energy. So let the energy of the words that I'm speaking penetrate you like manna, like medicine. Forgiveness thus undoes what fear has produced, returning the mind to the awareness of Source. Forgiveness is the means by which all illusions disappear. And so today, you may not have it within you personally to forgive a situation or to even forgive yourself for something you have or haven't done. All the ways you've condemned yourself for not being the person you think you need to be, or for yourself, for your parents, for society, for your kids, for your husbands, for your wives. But today, you're going to be connected to that power that does. God, Source. Source's love is the love in which you can forgive. So we're going to borrow from that love. And for the next 2 minutes, you're going to search your mind for those who you have not forgiven. The Course tells us it does not matter how much you have not forgiven them. Because some of us, I'm like, well, we've forgiven them 90%. The Course tells us you've either forgiven entirely or not at all. And if you truly want to let in all of the abundance that's here, our job is to forgive everything and everyone. But that's a tall order. So we're starting with this 2-minute exercise and activation. So search your mind for people that you have withheld love from and that you can't seem to forget. It could even be yourself, your body, or any decision you made that you're condemning yourself for, or anyone with long held resentment. Bring their face very clearly into your mind's eye and call upon their higher self to join you here. And we're going to do this with 3 different people. So bring that first person to your mind, and maybe that first person is you. And with your hand on your heart, just say this affirmation: God is the love in which I forgive you. Fill in the blank. And just see them, see their higher self present here with you. See their face, and just keep repeating that. God is the love in which I forgive you, blank. So you're not using your own strength. We're using the light for the process of forgiveness and for the process of transmutation. Deep breath in. Bring the second person to your mind's eye and invite their higher self to join you here. And for the next 30 seconds, as you're looking at them, God is the love in which I forgive you, name. And keep repeating that. Beautiful. And remember, they are receiving this energy. It doesn't matter where they are in the world. There are no private thoughts. This is energy. And the last person, make sure one of the three was you. So if you haven't done you, then this is you. And bring you, or the person, bring the face to your mind's eye and call upon the higher self to be here. And repeat, God is the love in which I forgive you. And a deep breath in. And as we're closing in this session, as you're marinating in this love energy, allow this love to radiate from your heart into the space around you and out into these people. And surrender the rest. Take a moment to be in communion with your heart and this light, and deep gratitude for this healing that has occurred. You don't need to know how, what, when you showed up. And I acknowledge you for your deep courage to free yourself and the world. And anchor this in by taking a deep breath in, seeing it coming from your crown chakra. And the breath goes all the way down and it goes out from your legs into the ground. One more breath like that, in from the crown. And it's got this emerald green, and then you're bringing it down to Mother Earth. Beautiful. And as we allow for the transition to your third session, I'm just going to clean the palette with the chimes. Inarra.
That was beautiful. I've done something bizarre and I've removed myself. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm floating in some. Oh, I've arrived again. Thank you. I couldn't find myself. Okay. So that was amazing. And actually, I went back um, a few places to, it was like really excavating those old stories, which was, you'd think you're over them, but you still have got a little niggle going on. So, following on with this, it's a perfect place to for me to just continue. So, I'm going to ask you to just stretch your arms out so that you can just feel that heart opening as you do that. And just shake it again, because then we're going to go in again. Right? So, you can have a little shaking of the hands, but stay in this deeply lovely space that Britta's just created, and Lauren before her. And now I'm going to take you on a little journey. So if you can uncross your feet and your hands, and we're going to just start by shutting your eyes and start to breathe very deeply into your whole of your body, your lungs. You've become good at it because you've been doing this now for some time. And as you breathe in, start to notice the difference between breathing into your lungs. And what we're going to do now is breathe into the cells. So imagine every cell in your body as you're breathing in this vibrant light of the solstice. Doesn't matter whether you're even in the southern hemisphere when you see this. It's like an axis point that is for the sun. It's a pivotal zenith. And as you're breathing in the light, in England it stays light till 10:30 now. And we can really feel the difference in this light. So breathing that into every cell of your body and starting to wake up the structure, the light body. And as you breathe out any density that you experience, just like black smoke. And breathing into every cell of your body, start to amplify the feeling of light spreading all the way through your fingertips and through the back of the body, all the way up through the spine, down through the buttocks, down through the legs, inside of the thighs. Feel this area starting to light up, all the way up into the belly, all the way up towards the breasts, the chest, into the shoulders, all the way down the arms, breathing light in, the light of the summer solstice, aligning yourself and attuning with this ancient, thousands and thousands of years of honoring this day, and feeling it moving into the head, the throat, the eyes, and any area. Now do a body scan and just notice if there are any areas that you experience resistance. Fully breathing into this light body, experience the lightness of light and notice where the darkness might be hiding out. And breathe it out like dark black smoke. And then notice the spaces in between the cells that are filled with light, as if you have a million candles in these cells of yours just lit up, and the light body is fully lit up. Now notice the spaces between the cells, and that can be where resistance hides out. So go into the spaces and take a deep breath in, And flush it out and breathe it out like black smoke. And then as you start to notice the lightness of being, we're going to enter the heart space cave. So experience yourself entering a cave, which is your heart space. And at the center of the cave, you see a large fire, which is the ancient symbol of the solstice. Beautiful fire with flames flickering. And as you breathe in here, breathe into the back of the heart, starting to clear out old stories and heartache. Breathing into the back of the heart, these pockets which you don't normally access, and breathe out like black smoke. And now we're going to start increasing the motion of moving into spaces that you don't normally work with. So going into the pockets of the heart. Now we're moving in 100 times bigger into these areas that you don't normally use. Breathing in, sending the light frequencies backwards, and you may even experience that you're moving backwards, but breathing back into the back of the heart, where old stories, many lifetimes of tragedy, of disappointment, of resentment, and then breathe it out like black smoke. And as you continue to work into the pockets at the back of the heart, now breathing in 1,000 times bigger, moving backwards into these areas that you've shut down or not allowed. Breathing into these pockets, opening parts of yourself that you have allowed to remain dormant. And as you're breathing out any resistance, stubborn energy, righteousness, pride, breathe it out with black smoke. And as we take a moment here, we're now going to start to work into the back of the eyes. So breathing light into the back of the eyes. And in the eyes, the way that we have seen things for many, many millennia or lifetimes, or understanding one way of seeing, we're going to start to breathe into the pockets at the back of the eyes. So breathing into the back of the eyes, flushing out areas where you can only see in one way. And as you're breathing out, imagine black smoke breathing out of the eyes, like black smoke breathing out. And then moving into the eyes, and this time we're going to move into the pockets behind the eyes, 100 times, opening these spaces, realigning yourself to new, fresh vision, as if you are a child just born. So opening out parts of the eyes, and then breathing out like black smoke through the eyes. And then moving back into the eyes again, this time moving 1,000 times, old ways of seeing, things you've been taught in the way that you see, breathing into those and opening up 1,000 times bigger, and then breathing out like black smoke. And then moving down into whichever genitals you have, whatever is happening in that area, speaking to the back of the womb, the back of the ovaries, the back of the testicles, the back of your sexual organs, the areas that you don't think about or look at. Start to imagine opening these spaces of awareness, this life force that you were born with, this area which is all about life itself, breathing into these spaces, the creation force, and any resistance, any old stories, any I'm not good enough, any sexual trauma, breathe it out straight through the genitals like black smoke. And moving back into those areas, so trauma to do with womb, miscarriage, anything to do with life sadness, not having children, being abused. Breathe it into that area, bringing light in, back of the womb, back of the genitals. And breathing it out like black smoke through the genitals. And then moving back into the heart cave. And as you re-enter the heart cave space, start to look around and notice the walls of the heart cave and all the ancient symbols, all the tribal symbols of the lineages of ancestors that you have walked with. Notice the symbols, the emblems, the colors adorning the heart cave space. You might see this like large tapestries that are hung down, adorning this beautiful warm space, and at the center of it is the fire. And now we're clearing out one more time. We're going into the back of the heart, breathing into these pockets and opening up 100,000 times now. And as you breathe in to open up backwards, focusing on the back of the body, notice that you might experience moving backwards like a sensation. And as you breathe out like black smoke. And then one more time, we're moving now into those spaces 1,000,000 times, opening up heart space into the back of the body. This is opening up new relationships, new possibilities, new connections, collaborations, invitations. This is working in the ancient ways of working with frequency to align yourself with those beings you are meant to work with, those things you are meant to work on, and experiencing the possibility behind yourself, working into deep blind spots, opening up 1,000,000 times behind yourself and experiencing yourself moving backwards to occupy this space. And now you are ready. And as you look down onto the floor and the surface of the earth, notice your feet are bare. And feel the texture and the warmth of the heart space. Notice the color of the soil or the sand, or the texture of the earth that you're standing on. And as you take a deep breath in, as you breathe out, feel that breath moving all the way down through your body and straight down like strong threads moving down deep into the earth. As they move down, you feel yourself rooted energetically, rooted in your purpose, in your calling, grounded. And as you breathe into the heart, expansion into infinity in all directions. Experience the heart expanding now like a disc, a three-dimensional disc, which is moving outwards to infinity in all directions. And as you stand in front of this fire of inspiration and of the solstice, you also are aware of what you are wearing. These majestic robes. Notice the color that you're wearing. And as you look down again, notice the adornment, which is the symbols that you are able to recognize in your own path of the lineage of the teachings which you have brought in front of this fire and in front of the council that you stand before. Notice that you may also have things on your head like headdresses or crowns or flower arrangements representing a true identity of a king or a queen. Some of them may be more rustic and some of them may be highly exalted images. And as you arrive and arise in this space, surrounded by all the other frequencies which are kings and queens, here in the new earth space, the heart space, here with big intention, on the maximum frequency of the solar. Notice as you look into the fire, you see a golden pyramid. The golden pyramid has its base the solidity of 4. And as it moves upward to the point, you're noticing the imbalance or balance of the 3. The 3 sides are your activation points. These are the things that you've come here to do. They are non-negotiable. In order to find your balance with this sacred symmetry, you are taking something which is uneven, activated, a calling of high risk, and the risk is that you don't do it. The greatest risk to any calling is that you come with a calling and you don't actually do it. You don't step into it. But at the base of the pyramid is the 4. And this is the foundation which holds the journey. It holds the activation that you've come here to experience and ground it in the earth. So while noticing that this golden pyramid is now spinning at high frequency at the speed of light in the fire, notice that the fire is burning off all those old thoughts that you have that limit you and stop you from taking that risk, that willingness to live, that willingness to thrive. And say in your heart, I am willing. I am willing. And then add in, I, your name, am willing. And then say what it is you're willing to do, or you're willing to be. Speaking into the fire. And any lower frequencies which come up at this time, which may be the buts, just resonate with the I am willing. And notice that the spinning of the golden pyramid at the center of the fire is spinning so fast now that it's a blur of golden energy. Now breathing that straight into your heart, like liquid light, like liquid gold. Breathe that straight in and see it entering every cell of your body, and experience the increase, expansion, acceleration as you receive I am willing into your heart. Experience the risk as comforting. Experience risk as comfort. That if you did not truly live your life and come to do what you were meant to do, the risk would be that you would be unexpressed, sad, not heard. So experience a different take on risk. Experience risk as an acceleration to your highest calling. And all the lower energies of the ifs, buts, should, can't, dissolve in the fire of the solstice. This is true high frequency expression. And breathing back into the heart now, acknowledge that you are willing to live the life that you came here to do, to follow the calling, to say the words that you know you must say, to experience the level of you as king or queen. This is a highly elevated state. And as you open your eyes more clearly into the heart space, you realize you are in a cave of millions of kings and queens, all of whom have been willing. And as you look through the other side of the fire, the flickering of the light, the warmth of the inspiration and the courage, the sheer celebration and joy, you start to lock eyes with many different people from many different times, cultures, ancestors, but who have this frequency of I am willing. And now it's your turn. And you experience a great light upon you, as if standing in the spotlight. And these other kings and queens are here to acknowledge you. So, in your own mantra, say what you are willing to do, to be. Who are you willing to be? So that the audience or the gathered council can hear the authenticity and the truth of this. And as the words come out of your mouth, you bend down and with your finger you write I am willing into the sand or the earth at your feet. You write your mantra into the earth of the heart cave. Standing back up, you experience a million eyes smiling. I'm clearing. Keep your eyes shut. I'm clearing. You. I'm clearing you. Feel the acknowledgement of all these different beings. And the smiles and the comfort. Some of you are having a very hard time. So tap into I am willing and notice that there have been a millennia of those who are willing before you. Clarify now at the highest level what you're here to do. And feel the acknowledgement of these beautiful beings smiling with their eyes. Coming back into your body, place your hands on your heart and breathe into your heart. And let nothing come in the way of you and your willingness. So to come out of this space, rub your hands together, generate heat, keep your eyes shut. And place your hands over your closed eyes. Breathe in. And breathe out. And then rubbing your face and your hair, throat. When you feel ready, allow yourself to come back into the space.
Wow. That was gorgeous. And as you were coughing, I was burning sage because I could feel like there's a lot moving. And that was very powerful. Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah, I apologize. I should have said sometimes that happens, but super strong energy here of big visions that have been suppressed.
Yes. That's when the
Where I
saging,
get it.
that's
Yeah.
when you started coughing, actually. It's exactly when this has all been a calling and a portal. And so you must not worry about what you're showing up, you're here. Let this healing, it's going to continue to integrate throughout the days in this week. We have a new moon on Thursday, full moon on Thursday in Capricorn. We've got the end of, when is the end of Mercury retrograde? I think tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. We're coming into is it tomorrow, Lauren?
Yeah, it's tomorrow, 22nd.
So big week cosmically, but everything is aligned for you to support you to blast off. That's what we want to say. We are in this space where it is about taking that risk to blast off. And so once again, we want to invite you to just be very gentle and of course, continue to extend this invitation to join us in Tulum in 3 months. And it's a continuation of this. The messages you got today, in this healing, you are healing, you are elevating, you are transmuting. In this transmission, you also are going to get some revelations. You already started to get revelations today. More are going to keep coming down. Be very aware, pay attention to the messages and things, and let us know what's come up for you. Again, Renee, if you could put the link, you'll also get it in some of our emails. And thank you for joining together here with us. Every time we remember who we are, the Course tells us, right, there's 1,000 minds that are also being prompted to remember who we are. So every time you do this work, you're doing it for humanity. You're doing it for your family. You're doing it for all of us. So thank you, Renee. Lauren, anything to add?
No, just thank you all for being here today. And we look forward to continuing this journey with you.
Yeah, look for more activations and transmissions coming down the pipeline, and we look forward to talking to you. And let this, be very gentle today, and we will see you soon. We will send a replay of this as well. So thank you for the amazing meditations, all different. And yes, blessings to you all. Yeah, you got different medicine today, but it's all working towards the greater good and towards your highest purpose. So, all right. Well,
Happy solstice. Have an amazing summer solstice.
yes.
Yeah.
We'll see you all.
Speak to some of you as well. You've been sending so many things, and even if you just want a conversation, speak sometime. It'd be lovely to do that. We're open for that.
Yeah, just connect in. Like, here's the, I think part of what we do here is this is the beginning of the soul family that we've been brought together. So there's a frequency signature, right? An energetic signature that all of us are like, "Ah, yeah, that's where I am." Like there's an identification. So like Inarra said, let's talk. So we'd love to stay in contact through our emails, through social media, and through many things that we're going to be sharing through the next few months. And of course, if Tulum is calling, if it was resonating with your heart, we'd love to talk. Until then, bye everyone.
Mwah. So much love.